All right. Here we go. Podcast number 2.
Welcome, everybody, to Pop Prop Pod.
Pop Prop Pod.
Number 2.
Number 2, right here, right there.
Number dose. Dose.
So, hope you enjoyed our first podcast. We did. So, we're doing another one. Here we are.
Yeah, we had a blast. That was
that was fun.
That was a pretty good story. And yet again, thank you, Starbucks, for sponsoring us.
Thank you, Starbucks.
Got myself a salted caramel thing.
Salted caramel. That
it
used to be big, but now looks like it's almost gone, Izzy.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Wow.
It was a little hot in here. We just turned on the AC. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the audio.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't.
It might.
Stuff like that. I got myself an Americano, okay? And we'll go over a little fun fact about our friend Americano. It's called Americano because the troops went over there for World War II, over to Italy. And when they were over there, they only sell espresso pretty much as their coffee over there. And it was too strong for the Americans. So the Americans kept saying, can you add some water? Can you add some water? Can you water it down? So they got sick and tired of that. So they just call it Americano now, which is a watered down espresso.
Wait, that's all right. So it's a watered down espresso.
Yes.
That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a watered down coffee, which is that was like ridiculous. A watered down espresso. Yeah. All right. We can say that's okay.
They put shots of espresso in, and they put some hot water.
Yeah.
And there you go. You get an Americano. They're basically making fun of us over there in Italy. They're saying, those guys, they can't drink the real coffee.
We're just
Make them Americano. They made up their own name for it.
The Americano is a very popular drink in Starbucks.
It is, and I love it. It's like my favorite one. I don't know why, but
I did not know that, dude.
Yeah.
That is actually a fun fact.
Yeah, that's a good fact.
Well,
Each week, we try to give you some fun facts here at the podcast.
That's our new goal.
Yes.
To make sure we educate you guys with little fun facts of life.
Now, that is great, yes. I would like to talk about a fun fact, which is our office. And what a great weekend we had again. It's so much fun to work here. That's guaranteed.
We had another great weekend, yes.
Oh my God, last weekend was really good, but this weekend was a little better. I sold a house and you sold a house. Mm-hmm. So that is a fun weekend.
We had another person also get an offer accepted too, right?
Yeah.
So three
homes this weekend. Manny did a deal, and we had some good rentals.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
We had an amazing fucking
rental.
Our new agent literally started last week. How many deals did he put under agreement?
4. He's got 4 deals, and he's working on the 5th one right now.
That's
4 applications pending on 4 different apartments with 4 different sets of clients.
Standing for your first time, for your first
And every single one of those clients, we provided him.
Yeah.
Through our new system. Yeah. Through our system here, we provided him. And those are vetted clients that we get off of social media campaigns. We're running hundreds of social media campaigns a week. We literally have over 100 people a day we're talking to on Messenger and the different social media apps, to communicating with them. That gives us anywhere from 20 to 30 vetted, good people who want to go look at apartments and properties for sale every day.
So our vetting system is we advertise properties, we get inquiries on it, and then we have our actual
vetting
front
team.
desk, the vetting team, contact those people through Messenger to find out if those people want an agent to reach out to them. That's when they say, important. Yes, we want an agent to reach out to them. That's when we put them into our pond and our agents are able to, actually grab them. So this is far different from you remember Realtor.com when it was like, oh, hey, here's this email with a phone number, an address, and a person who might want to talk to you. Oh, by the way, we sent this out to 3 people.
They're not answering the phone. They're not answering.
No, because they're probably on the phone with somebody already, dude.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I mean, we made a lot of money doing it, but nowadays I just feel like
a lot of wasted time.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We found out that, a lot of offices, unlike ours, a lot of offices literally just tell the agents, go find some clients. Go find your own clients. Go find your own business. Good luck. If you find it good, you're going to stay a little longer. If you don't find it, well, go get a job at Starbucks. Right? Be a barista. That's kind of the deal. And if you know a lot of people, and if you're very social, maybe you can get a deal or 2 a month that way. But it's difficult. It's hard to hit the pavement like that.
Mm-hmm. That's why we have such a high turnover rate in this industry, man. I
mean,
like
75%, something like that turnover rate.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous.
It's going to get worse.
Oh, hell yeah, man. What? With the interest rates going up? I mean, luckily for Boston's just such a rental-heavy city, right?
Huge.
That, like, you could make $100K just
I'd have to say, if you're a broker out there listening to this, get out of your funk, okay? You're stuck in the mud, dreaming about selling houses from 2019. Those days are over, okay? Inventory is very slim pickings. Yeah, hopefully they're coming back. But the inventory is very slim pickings right now. So you have to work extra hard to get your deals through. Your clients have to be on their game to make it happen. And you need to have the rental business to get you through the tough times.
Well, I recommend just do at least a rental deal a month.
Yeah.
Get your bills paid. That way, whatever closings that you're doing, if it takes a little bit longer, if anything gets delayed in the closing, you're fine. Your bills are still paid.
Absolutely.
And you get just a nice chunk of money once things actually do settle.
It's very easy to be productive here in this office because we're giving you leads. We have over 3,000 apartments in our database of available apartments today. So you have 3,000 units. You have the leads asking for an appointment. Yeah. People are asking to meet you at the house.
We're already doing a decent amount of the work that it goes into being a new agent.
Absolutely.
The validation part is one of the most annoying parts. I mean, like I personally hate it myself. Having to call people.
To be hung up on. To have them not answer your
no,
call.
I don't even remember what I clicked
2 days ago I clicked something? What? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, if you're waiting 2 days after the lead came in, that's probably
why.
Is,
our vetted lead front desk basically takes 70 to 80% of the frustration out of dealing real estate. Basically just doing real estate. Because for you to go out, most agents, if you go spend 70 or 80% of your time getting hung up on, that's it. Yeah, you're done for the day. You're not going to do it tomorrow.
The motivation, all that stuff. It's just
takes
I'm
the
done.
wind
I'll
out of your sail.
Next week. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It sucks, dude. We've had to deal with that a lot. A lot of agents. I mean, like, honestly, if an agent, it's understandable. If an agent comes in and starts working and they go like a month or two without closing a deal, it's super hard. Right. It's super hard, and you have to like go through the process. If you don't have what we've set up, right? If you're going to a different office that doesn't have this, you have to spend time advertising properties, validating your leads, and then going on showing the leads. We're already advertising properties. We're already validating leads. Your job is contact that validated lead and go show the properties. That's it. So you already have people who've been pre-qualified for their rental.
Absolutely.
Things. And not to mention, we are getting into sales leads as well.
Yes.
But that's not for the newest of agents. We like them to be a little bit more experienced before we're throwing them, a couple thousand.
But with our system, we've set it up literally that you can do it from anywhere. Okay. Yes, we have a gorgeous office down here in Faneuil Hall, and it's great to come in. Come in every day if you want. Come in 1 day a week if you want. Come in never if you want. It doesn't matter to us as long as you can be successful. And most of our agents come in sometimes a half a day, 2 or 3 days a week, and they're normally working from their home or Starbucks, or they're working from their phone. All of our systems in play are available for you. You can use them 24/7 on any device. So it's really amazing. And it just shows that the new guy, Israel, by the way, we call him Israel C. He killed it, this past week. He's got those 5 deals cooking. And basically he came in for 2 days for about maybe a total of 4 hours.
One of those days was onboarding day.
Onboarding, yeah.
Yeah, that was him getting familiar with the system.
Yeah, like literally we're setting up his email, we're setting up his website, we're setting everything up, which is all free, of course, but we're setting that up. It does take time. And we put all that together. We show him how to use it. We get him his password and ID. And we meet him at a property literally the next day to do a showing at 10 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So he's here at 10 in the morning onboarding. He leaves at 12. The next day, he's meeting Josh at a property. And he got the client from us, set the appointment up with us, got the listing from our listing database, and that's one of the 5 deals he's renting.
Yeah, that makes me feel so good.
It was just wham, bam, thank you, man. It was boom, 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 boom. And we did it. And that's what anyone can do in this office with our tutelage. And I'll be honest with you, those first 2 weeks when you come work here, we're going to be on you. We're going to help you. We're going to be available 24/7 for you. We're going to show you the products. If you want to come in, you want to do a Zoom call. Say you come in, we onboard you. Next day, you want to go over it with me in a Google Meets. That's what we're using now.
Google Meets.
We're
Google
sponsored
Meets.
by Google Meets, not Zoom. And we're using Google Meets for all our stuff. And it's amazing. I can just jump on in with you, take about 20, 30 minutes. We dive into the stuff, and you're ready to start renting apartments.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of our training can be done on Google Meets. We also
Yeah.
have the classes that are there, pre-recorded and whatnot. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's
I'm just checking the time. I have an interview
Oh, snap.
for a licensed agent at
It's
3:30.
2:32.
Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
no, we got time then.
All right, just checking.
I probably got a ticket on my car.
Yeah.
I had some difficulty.
We'll
parking.
get this done in
That
30
is,
minutes.
That is
or
one
less.
thing. We are in Faneuil Hall, so it is
A parking situation.
This is why y'all could work from home if you
Yeah.
work with us.
Exactly.
Because we understand that parking
Right.
is a little tough. It is a little tough.
But when you want to rent a $5,000 apartment, they're right here.
Yeah. I mean,
It's gorgeous.
it's tough, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you focus on
it's so
just this
beautiful down
neighborhood,
here.
you're gonna be killing it.
So beautiful down here. And we have, I would say, about 15 properties within easy walking distance to the office, all offering a full month's broker fee.
Yeah, we're talking about luxury complexes.
Yeah.
So
Gyms, pools, tennis courts, you name it, they got it.
yeah, one of the easiest things to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you could come down here, you could work at the office without your car because you can legit just walk around.
Take
If,
the
you know,
T.
you get what you fish for, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if your advertisement and everything is the luxury complexes that are around this neighborhood, that's who you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then that's your showings.
Yeah.
So you hang out, you come in.
You like
leave your
pasta?
car at home,
You
whatever.
like meatballs? You advertise places in the North End? Go to lunch in the North End, do a showing. Well, that's great, you know what I mean?
I didn't know where
Get a
you were going with the
calzone.
pasta
Get a
and
calzone, you know
meatballs,
what I mean?
but it
Pasta,
quickly
pizza.
came. All right, that's
All
good.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful down there in the North End, all right? And,
Yeah, it is.
And on the waterfront, there's some beautiful property.
You know, our market data is done for the North End.
What?
Yeah,
we got to
actually,
get that out.
I actually have to review
Yeah.
it and make sure that they did it correctly. But that is a fantastic thing. I'm
Have to
excited to
say,
see it.
There's some really beautiful areas around the office. Obviously, North End we're talking about is very beautiful. The waterfront's very beautiful, but there's the West End, which has got some really nice places and a good community over there. And they have a supermarket, a supermarket right in the complex. They have tunnels underneath the buildings there, so you can actually go shopping and
You're not
stuff.
supposed to tell people about those
shh.
tunnels, dude.
About the tunnels, all right.
Those are secret tunnels for the
yeah.
residents
Yeah.
only, man. Don't go
Residents.
looking for those guys.
Don't look up. But if you live there, you can use the tunnels to get to bad weather, to get to the supermarket, get to the dry cleaners and things. So they have some cool things in the West End. And, we're very close to Beacon Hill. And Beacon Hill's gorgeous. It's a huge hill, but it's got some, Myrtle Street and Pinckney Street, some beautiful streets over there.
Yeah.
It's probably the most expensive area in Boston. Price per
Definitely
square
one of
foot.
them, yeah.
And
Price per square
Yeah,
foot?
it's
I
up
actually,
there.
you know what? That actually might be true because of how small
Yeah.
the units are. Because I was, immediately when you said that, I was like, well, Seaport's pricier, but that's not per square foot.
No, per square. I think it's the highest in the city, and it's gorgeous over there. I mean,
We'll
you
have to
can
look that
walk
up on the
to
neighborhood data too,
Charles
dude.
Street and the beautiful shopping and the boutiques and restaurants on Charles Street, and it's just gorgeous over there. So I would definitely encourage anyone who wants to get in the industry. There's no stopping you. You can be anywhere and do apartments. The new guys are doing stuff in north of the city. Most of the stuff he's doing, and Milford and things like that. You can go south. You can go to Framingham and go west. You can, there's plenty of beautiful options. A lot of agents. We have one agent who's doing Quincy, and he's done 4 deals in Quincy. He's been here 3 weeks, and he lives in Quincy. He likes Quincy, Weymouth. He looks at our database and takes leads for kind of that area. So
he's
people
got
that
to
outside
see.
of Dorchester, or if they're looking in Mattapan.
Well, that's the other thing is that if you tell us that your town that you want to work in, we will start
We will work with you.
advertising in that property.
We will custom make our ads to help you get leads in your territory.
Yep.
So you don't have to.
You know what else we do for territories is actually teach you how to be the smartest agent in the neighborhood.
Shazam, that is very big. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, no, the market data is a pretty important thing, right? Like I always say, you don't need an agent with a lot of experience because I know plenty of agents who've been in the industry for over 12 years and are complete bums, right? You need an agent that's knowledgeable and ambitious, right? Like that's
the most important thing is knowledge in this.
Yep.
Okay, and when you have the right knowledge and the right agent that can communicate that knowledge to you of what things are going for, what's out there on the market available to you, how to attack that listing, you're really wasting your time.
Security
sometimes.
of the neighborhood, everything. Like we have, specifically for what I have agents doing when they're doing their neighborhood research is they go all the way back up until 2005. That's like our start time, right? Because I want them to understand how the neighborhoods reacted during crashes.
Different market
So 2007, 2008 crash, 2012 crash, 2020, right?
Yeah.
So we have those three major things to see how did the home prices and home values bounce during those three specific times, right? So if we can see that, if anybody asks you, like, oh, hey, I'm waiting to buy a home because I believe this is going to crash, you could tell them like, all right, well, listen, the crash that you're talking about lasted 6 months. You want to at least be prepared right now for in the event that ever happens, which, by the way, more than likely it won't. If you're looking in the Boston area, Boston is quite resilient to crashes. We don't have that, but we'll get into that at some other time.
Yeah, that'll be that's a whole cast right there.
That's a whole cast. Why the hell Boston real estate is so freaking good? There are so many.
In fact, what's probably happening is we're gonna have a.
Oh snap! I gotta plug in.
Oh shoot, he's gotta plug in.
I gotta plug in, guys. I'll be back. I'm gonna leave Eric here.
I'm just gonna hear.
I forgot that my computer wasn't.
I'm gonna wrap it out. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Dang.
All right. So let's talk about that for a minute. What's happening in the market and what we think is going to happen in the market and what we're anticipating is I'm anticipating over the next 2 years interest rates going down. Okay, and when interest rates go down, inventory is going to be scarce. Okay, it's already pretty scarce. It's going to get more scarce. As soon as the interest rates start moving, we're going to have a huge demand for those homes. And a lot of people are going to get locked out of the home purchase because of it. So most people would tell you if you feel it's somewhat of a down market now, which it's really not, but if you do feel that's the case, then this is the time you buy. You never want to buy when everyone else is buying, right? You want to buy when people aren't buying to get the best deal. So if you feel that there may be a market shift right now and things have gone down a little bit, then now would be your time to make that purchase. Absolutely.
I missed the entire first part of that, and I already know.
Well, I'll tell you one of the things that earlier, a lot of people want to buy property, right? And there are programs out there to help them buy property. Now, those programs are not going to be out there forever. That's the point I'm making today. That
absolutely not.
The homes aren't going to be out there forever. The programs aren't going to be there ever. When we had interest rates at 2.5%, I was telling everybody, you just go buy the biggest house you can right now. Please
do whatever you can to get
just get that 2.5 rate. Just buy the biggest house you can. Qualify for the biggest deal you can and buy a big house. And a lot of people did, and they did very well doing that. Mm-hmm. In this case, I would tell you, if you're interested in any of the government programs that are out there, right? And so there's a lot of grant programs out there that you need to jump at these programs, and you need to jump at them now. And the reason why I say that is if the banks start tightening up, they're not going to allow you to buy a house at 3, 5, 10% down. They're going to require 20% down.
Banks are already tightening up. Like Rockland Trust, for example, does not have rate lock extensions anymore. Can you believe that?
It's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember 2000 and, when 2008, I remember when things crashed. I remember the crash before that, okay, around 2000. All right, and I think 92 was probably our worst crash. The point I'm making is that you have to be able to make it through these market conditions. And if you buy a property now, before things start really going up, when rates go down, everyone's going to jump in the market, and it's just going to go up. These programs won't be available.
No.
Okay? Because when things start really tightening up with the banks, and it may be that some of them just didn't manage their money very well, believe it or not. And there's a few banks that have fallen, right? Most recently.
I hope we all
are
aware of that.
Yeah. And So you want to hedge that bet. So I would say if there is money out there, which there is, for grant money for help people for down payments and putting money down, and there is even conventional programs at 3.5% down, you need to take advantage of that, because I would say if the market tightens up anymore as far as lenders go, they're going to take things off the board. For instance,
well, yeah. I mean, if a lot more people can now afford it when interest rates do drop, right? Yeah, there's not going to be a need. The whole reason that they have these is to kind of instill more money into the real estate market, right? To make sure that people are still buying properties, right? They don't want it to completely stop. That's one of our...
but I remember in 2008 when things were bad, a number of the lenders I was doing business with stopped doing investor 3 families and 2 families. They would not lend to somebody unless you own or occupy their property.
Yeah.
And that was basically guaranteeing they're going to work with somebody who's only occupied, no investors that are maybe hedging their bet a little too much.
Yeah.
And they were just covering their ass, basically. There's no other way to say it.
Smart.
And
smart of them.
There was a number of them that did that, and then the products came back, okay, and they did, and but the government right now is out there and they're trying to help you. And next week, my plan is to have us talk about the next podcast. We're going to focus in on the different types of loans to help people.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
it'd be very good.
Yeah, and
there's so many different products.
Yeah, and maybe we can bring in a guest speaker to help us. Maybe a loan officer to explain it, and I'm excited to that. That would be good.
Yeah. Anybody who's waiting for a crash, just to backtrack a little bit to when I stopped in, y'all are silly.
Silly.
The silliest thing you could ever do is wait. Listen, if you can afford to buy a place right now, absolutely do it, because more than likely, and when I say more than likely, there's about a 99% chance that when interest rates start dropping, home prices are going to be skyrocketing.
The opposite effect.
Okay, it's not. You have 2 years of pent up buyer demand.
Yep.
Okay, this is going to be unlike any other time in real estate history, where literally you
think
have
about
so many
Twinkies.
people who've been
They kept the
saving
Twinkies off the market, and now they're going to release the Twinkies. Everyone's going to lose their mind.
Craziest analogy I've ever heard. Yes,
they're going for those Twinkies. All right.
It's actually right though, right? Yeah, because you have
pent up demand.
Yeah, and you have a bunch of preparation too. So it's not just pent up demand. You also have people who've been saving for 2 years.
Yeah.
Who've been building their credit for 2 years, and then they're all going to be able to now qualify for all these homes. You remember what it was like in 2021?
Yeah.
Like early 2021 or even late 2020, where it was just like everybody was bidding $50K over asking price, no matter what the price of the home was. It was insane. But I mean, like, all right, now let's look at this again.
Yeah.
Back then, with the 2% rates, if say you bought a home for $800K, that's like buying a house that's $500K right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like the home that's $500K right now at these interest rates, your monthly payments are paying that. So like, yeah, it's going to be nuts. You're much better off buying your property, and with the property that you get this time around, you'll be able to use that to help you get a different one.
Date to rate, marry the house. That's it. You know what I mean? So you change that rate up. You change the rate up maybe in 3 years. Now, we all know what's happening. It's 2023. What's happening in 2024? What? An election, okay? So obviously, they're going to have interest rates at a reasonable number during the election, if possible. They're going to try to have gas prices at a good price, if possible, so everyone can feel happy about the current situation.
Yep.
So that's a year and a half from now. So that's when things are going to...
How long do you have to wait to refinance?
Well...
After you buy a house, how long do you have to wait to refinance? Is it 6 months?
Well, no. You do not have to wait. There is no prepayment penalties in Massachusetts. It's actually a state law. So you can do it... I think you got to wait 30 days maybe for things to be filed correctly before you flip it. Go with a different lender, but...
Rates just dropped by 3%.
Yeah. But, I think if you bought a house today and you got a 7% or a 6.5% interest rate, and in a year and a half we're in the 5s, then you're just going to rewrite that.
That's the other thing. I mean, like, it's not like rates are going to dip too far below.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not going to see those 3% rates for a very long time.
We may never
the other
see those
thing
again.
that people need to understand is that the only reason those rates were around
because of
was
COVID.
because there was a global fucking pandemic happening. This isn't unlike any other time in history.
never happen.
Literally, the world was shut
It will
down.
never happen
So that's
again.
why there was 2% rates. Ask your freaking parents if there was ever 2% rates in their lifetime, and tell them to ask their parents, and then contact the dead through a Ouija board and ask them if they had 2% rates, and we can guarantee that no, that has never happened, and more than likely it will never come back. Please stop dreaming, go wake up, and start building some equity. Do something with the money that you've been saving.
Listen,
okay.
In 1997, I bought my house.
Was it 16?
Okay?
16?
And I was at 8%.
8%.
And I was happy to get it. Okay? So,
You know, the main argument for that is like, oh yeah, but the home prices were so low. Well, so was what's it called? The income.
yes.
Right? So it was still relative. It was still
100%.
relative to what they were paying.
100%.
Yeah,
People
you're
are
still paying a
making-
huge portion of your yearly income to get into the house and to pay for the house. So there's not that much difference.
No, there's not really no difference there. And, the home that you buy today for $600,000, 10 years is going to be worth $900,000.
Yep.
So it really doesn't matter what your rate is. Make your payments. Your payments are going to be tax deductible.
Yep.
So you're going to save some tax savings. And if you're renting now, you're a fool. Start buying, and you don't care what the interest rate is.
Hold on,
you
hold
can
on.
afford it. You're getting a tax break every year on that
If
payment.
you're renting right now when you can buy, you're a fool. Let's
Absolutely.
clarify that up real fast.
I know.
But yeah, no, it's you're absolutely.
There's a customer of ours that's about to rent an apartment, okay? And the apartment is $4,200. And she has to pay a first, a last, a security, and broker fee,
That's ridiculous.
okay? So she's coming up with more than $16,000
$16,800
to
that's
rent an apartment, okay? We can easily find you a purchase option for around that or less.
Yeah.
For instance, 3% or 3.5% on $500,000 is about the same, about $16,000.
Yeah.
So, would you rather own the place or rent it? It's the question.
Own it.
Yeah.
You build equity.
Build
We've
equity.
already done the
And
math
tax
on that,
breaks.
right? Yeah.
One thing I want to blow your mind away about that is when you rent an apartment for $3,000 a month, and your tax rate, because you don't own any real estate, is at, say, 36% of your income. So what does that mean? So you have to pay the landlord $3,000. You actually have to make around $3,800 to give the government the $800 for the taxes,
Okay.
and to give the landlord the $3,000.
Yeah. Because he's going to get any tax breaks.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
So for a $3,000 apartment, it's actually costing you about almost $50,000 a year, about $48,000.
Yeah, because
a
the
year.
rent that you pay, you actually end up having to pay taxes on.
Yeah. So you're paying
That's kinda
$50,000 a year for rent.
Yep.
4 years, you're paying over $200,000 that you're never gonna see again.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why you shouldn't put that money towards a purchase.
Yeah, I think I did a analysis at 6.5% interest rates, and just over the first 2 years of owning a home, and it was a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Right, pretty big difference. The analysis was someone who's saving 10% of what they make, right? Either way, you're making the same amount of money. You're just in two different positions. The person who ended up owning a home got to save an additional like $15,000 in those 2 years just from their equity, right? And mind you, this is the first 2 years. This is where it's mainly interest. You're hardly making any payments to principal, and they're still making an extra $15K on top of what they were able to save through their saving.
No,
habits.
real estate
So
historically has been the vehicle.
Yeah, that's not even counting the increase in value.
No.
The tax deductions. That's not counting any of that. This is just literally building equity, saving money. That's it. Just
if
that
you look
alone
at history
makes it worth it.
throughout time in the world, not just here in the United States, in the world, real estate's been the investment that's brought people prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. It will change your life, and if you can buy 2 or 3 properties over your lifetime and hold on to them, and then when it comes time to retire and those properties are paid off,
Mm-hmm.
and you're making cash flow of $8, $9, $10,000 a month cash flow, and you now can just relax and don't have to go to work anymore, that changes your life. You know what I mean? To be able to have that cash flow and then still have the equity and an asset still there always
You
for
want to
you.
retire early, get yourself a few multis.
It's a great program. I mean, I tell people, I've personally bought about $10 million worth of real estate in my career.
Mm-hmm.
When I started, I owned nothing. I started buying a single condo. And over the years, to be honest with you, most people don't believe I don't own more. They think I should own more. I should have bought more during different times in my career.
Yeah, you've definitely sold a few that you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I should have. But, that's kind of the name of the game. You buy and sell and buy and sell and build yourself equity. Owning that one condo, I could just own that one condo today and stop there. And instead, I've bought a few condos, sold them, bought a few buildings, sold them.
Yeah, you snowball it into other properties, right?
Yeah, so
like the house
make
hacking thing is something that a lot of younger individuals get involved in, right? Where they buy themselves a condo, they rent out the extra rooms in the condos to their friends to help out with the mortgage. And then after a few years, they try to use the equity that they've built up in the condo or even the rentals of the condo to qualify for a bigger home, get themselves like a 2-family. And then, down the line, that 2-family and the condo will help them qualify for a 3-family. And then all the properties just keep on snowballing.
Yeah, no, that is a great plan. And
so, yeah.
Me and Izzy have done it with multiple buyers. Done it over many years.
Something that a lot of people don't do, and I don't know if y'all know this, but ask your real estate agent to pull up DSRs for you to make sure that the home that you're going to buy, you don't have to sell when you move out. Exactly. Ask them to do that. If they don't do that for you, contact us. I do that on all my analysis.
If your agent doesn't want to sit down with you in a Google Meets maybe or a FaceTime meeting, where you can go over listings online with them. You can talk about listings. You can talk about your strategy and give you 15, 20 minutes, half hour of his time, her time. You should think about a new agent because you want to make a plan. I don't care if you're going to buy a condo or you're going to buy a house or you're going to buy a multifamily. That is a huge, huge investment. Yeah. Most people, that's the biggest thing they do in their life. And you need to have that 15, 20-minute, half-hour conversation with a licensed professional to get your ducks in a row before you even start looking. Because what if you're looking for a condo, but you really want the 2-family is what you really need because you need that extra income to qualify. Mm-hmm. You don't know. You really don't know until you sit down with an agent. And in a lot of cases, there's properties that won't work for you, that you're working with the agent. He's showing you listings on the screen. You're reviewing them with the agent. And by doing that, you're helping the agent know exactly what works for you. Hey, this backyard is too small, like a bigger backyard. Yeah. Or, hey, I need a master bedroom suite. My wife really wants a walk-in. I promised her a walk-in. The next house I buy is going to have a walk-in master suite. These are the things that you're going to have conversations with. You're going to go over houses. Hey, I like this style. I don't like this style. And then your agent's going to be better informed to make those calls, to schedule those appointments, so you're not wasting time looking at houses that won't work for you. That's also key because if there's only a small number of inventory available to you, and you're looking at other inventory, and then the thing that you should have been looking at got sold by someone else, you've lost an opportunity. So you haven't helped yourself there.
Yeah, absolutely. You should definitely be as frank as you can with your agents, right? But the agent also, it's their responsibility to make sure that that house that you do fall in love with, you ensure that it's future profitability of it, right? Make sure that it's a decent home, that it's going to be one, like if they can plan out and tell you exactly what you'll need to do with that home in the future, regardless of what your plans are, because you can never plan out your future 100%. No. For all you know, you're going to have to move somewhere tomorrow for
a new job.
Or you have to go and help your family out. There's multiple reasons that you'll have to leave your house. So it's very important that you guys do actually find out what's the status with the house. Will I have to sell it? What happens in the event of a crash? All these different scenarios that you should be informed of. And that's your agent's responsibility, not you as a buyer, right? And any agent that fails to do that for their buyers is, kind of misrepresenting them.
Absolutely.
Because they're not really caring about, all right, what's going to happen with this house in the future? In worst case scenario, let's look at the worst case scenario and let's find out. Are you still comfortable with this? this is fine. All right, then we can proceed.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. The thing I ask my customers almost on a regular basis when we're looking at property is I say to them, let's think about the resellability test on this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this house resellable to any buyer that comes along?
Yep.
Is it restrictive? Meaning, is it on the 6th floor now that only people that are healthy can really get there?
I feel personally attacked. You're literally talking about one of my listings.
Yes. Is the house in a good place in the condo association that would attract other people?
Yeah.
Like maybe your buyer wants to buy this one in the basement near the boiler because for some reason he likes it. It's warm. But other buyers may not like that. And it would definitely as an agent, it's your job to point that out. Now, sometimes your customers say, I don't care. I still think it's good for me. I don't care that I have to park their car in the neighbor's yard and walk 3 houses over to come to my house.
Yeah.
I don't care about those imperfections of listing. But it's the agent's job to point them out. Ideally, you want a house that's resellable so that if they do have situations that you were just talking about, that they can jump into them without having problems.
Yeah, or at the very least that they'll be able to rent that property out for more than what their mortgage is.
Right.
And whatever. DSRs, baby. DSRs. Look them up, people. All right, guys. We need to wrap this up.
Wrapping up.
Going up for 35 minutes.
Wrap it up.
Another one for 35 minutes. This is good.
What?
Yeah, we're just losing track of time over here, and we actually got work.
But I'm really pumped for next week. We're going to have a special guest come in, and we're going to teach you about some amazing new products. Do we know who the
special guest is?
We do.
Okay. We're not gonna say it yet.
We're gonna keep it quiet.
Shh.
It's a secret.
Secrets.
I'm just gonna be a well-known large bank, I'll say.
Okay. That's
who's got years of experience to help you guys out.
That's fantastic.
Guys and gals.
I don't know. You know what? We're not gonna talk about that. I was like, never mind.
Never mind. Thank you all for coming to our podcast today. We appreciate it.
Yay! This wraps up pod number 2. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will catch you guys at the next one. Oh, wait. There's also just some quick plugins. Be sure to watch our spotlights.
Investor Spotlight. Got
Investor Spotlights. That one's coming out. We have luxury living. We just did the luxury living outside of the city. We went to 135 Commonwealth Road in Wayland. It was pretty nice.
That was really nice.
We just went to go visit the Alex. $20,000 a month for their penthouse. We just did a video of that. So that was.
If you're not interested in a $20,000 a month penthouse, I understand, but you should be interested in checking it out, watching our video. You know what I'm saying?
Just to see what it looks like.
You gotta see what a
It's pretty dope.
$20,000 a month apartment looks like.
The view's insane.
You have to see it.
Yeah.
Please come and check it out.
Yeah, check those out and just stay tuned. We're always going to be, trying to provide you guys with as much content as possible. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Peace.
Happy hunting.